Okay. Hey guys, it's Annemarie. I've done 2 college dorm room hauls on my channel. The first one was from when my sister Callie went to college, and then one was last year when I went to college. And Callie was actually very kind enough to include her entire list of everything that she included. I think she even has waxing strips and toothpaste on that list. So if you guys want to see a haul video on what we brought to college, those 2 videos are the perfect videos to watch, and I'll link them in the description box below. So based off of those 2 videos, I always get comments asking what I wish I had brought and then what I wish I hadn't brought. I decided to do a video on that because that's a very highly requested video. I didn't actually think that would be very highly requested, but it is. I wrote out a list, and I actually had some of my friends give their input too. So Caroline, Shelly, and Jerry all were kind of brainstorming with me over text while we were all in our internships. So I have some of their advice as well. The first thing that I'm going to go over are things that you should bring to college if you were not considering it. Obviously, these are going to change depending on where you are going to college and where you're located in wherever. What am I trying to say? It's gonna just depend on where you live and what the weather's like. It started pouring rain towards the end of first semester, and a lot of people did not have rain jackets. I go to school in LA, but it's not 100% sunny all the time, especially during the winter. So it's very smart to bring a rain jacket because it pours. I would definitely bring medicine and vitamins. Personally, I got sick so often, so having medicine even Tylenol or aspirin was very helpful. My roommate always needed my Band-Aids, so that came in handy. My mom basically just packed me a first aid kit full of medicine, Band-Aids, and Neosporin and all those things that I needed. Which is very cute of her, and I love her for that. But that was really helpful. I used that. I took that out quite often. And then also I would be sure to pack vitamins. College students can get really unhealthy, so you want to maximize your immune system as much as possible. Take your daily vitamins and supplements, and you'll be good to go. So this one's very important to me. Let me grab it real fast. One sec. Focus on my face. My fuzzy blanket. I got this at Nordstrom. I use this very, very often. I brought this to college, brought this to China, and then I brought it home again because it's just one of my most used items ever. So I personally just really like being very cozy. I grew up with a big blanket for most of my life, and you just want something that's very comforting. So for me, that was my fuzzy blanket and my pillow pet because I love these things. And so whenever I was stressed out, I didn't get very homesick, but whenever I was just wanted some comfort, I would just wrap myself up in my fuzzy blanket and just chill, you know? And then I have my pillow pet, mostly just because I find it a genuinely comfortable pillow. Honestly, if you have a stuffed animal that you sleep with every night and you don't want to bring it to college because you think it's babyish or childish, I would consider bringing it because it just brings you that familiarity and comfort that you can't really find at college. So bring your baby blanket. I did. Another thing that was extremely handy was our mirror, our full-length mirror, or a vanity mirror. I would actually recommend bringing both. You're probably gonna want to check your outfit. You know, those bathroom mirrors just won't do it. My vanity mirror, just my mirror that I put on my desk, basically, was very handy for doing my makeup. Another thing that me and my roommate found pretty helpful was a water heater, so a little tea kettle for hot tea and instant noodles or something if you want. I didn't really use it for that purpose. I just really liked hot tea and coffee. It's really easy to be really busy in college and then just crave junk food, so having healthy snacks around protein bars or nuts is pretty helpful. Another thing that I would recommend bringing is reusable water bottles and mugs. I don't understand why my roommate did not get a reusable water bottle, but she didn't, so she would always just buy water bottles, and first of all, they're expensive. You're literally buying water, which is free. Something that might be a little bit more obvious is storage bins and storage units, but I do recommend that you move in first before you buy them if it's possible, or if it's easy to just go out and buy them afterwards. And another thing that's pretty obvious is to bring your feminine products if this applies to you. There's nothing worse than starting your period and realizing that you don't have anything. And it's honestly kind of annoying having to ask your roommates or suite mates because they probably brought enough for them. So just make sure that you have your own supply. The next thing that we found really helpful for our room was to have a printer. Our community printer was broken for a really long time, so having a printer in our room was very handy. I would recommend bringing a quality backpack. I like did a school haul on this, and they're apparently not the most fashionable thing, especially if you're gonna be walking around your college campus with like a ton of books or like your heavy computer. Like this thing is ginormous. Your bag is gonna get really heavy and your back is gonna suffer, so just bring a backpack. Make the fashion sacrifice and just carry around a backpack that's a high quality backpack. This probably won't apply to all students, but for business students, sometimes you actually have to dress up in business casual clothes. I needed business casual and business professional clothes. I didn't bring any of that like whatsoever. I didn't even know what that was. So just make sure that you like bring a variety of clothing, like so that you could dress up if you need to, especially for like interviews and stuff. This was something that saved me and my roommate's friendship, I think. So if there's a lot of noise when I'm going to sleep, I'll like wake up and then I'll stay up, and then it'll take a really long time to fall back asleep again. When she would come in, like I would hear the noise from the door, and then the light would shine directly onto my bed, so it would just wake me up, and then it would be really hard for me to fall back asleep again. So I just brought earplugs, you know, those little like foam things that you like roll up and then stick in your ear. And I also brought an eye mask, like a sleeping eye mask. So I would use those two things every single night before I fell asleep, and honestly saved my sleeping schedule, and honestly probably saved like our friendship, because I would have gotten really like grumpy and annoyed if I hadn't found a solution. So for those who have a harder time sleeping, I guess, or have a hard time falling asleep with noise, highly, highly, highly recommend. But if you don't have that problem, then you are very lucky. So this next thing is more for convenience than anything else, but that is to bring 2 changes of bed sheets and 2 towels, like 2 body towels. Personally, I'm kind of a neat freak in a lot of ways. My towels just had to be clean all the time, and like my bed sheet, I had to like wash my sheets every week. Some people do not care at all, like they will not wash their sheets all semester. But whenever I was washing my sheets, I would just change them out. So like I'd alternate between 2 sheets so that when I was washing, I could have another clean set of sheets on my bed. And if I like dropped my towel on the floor in the bathroom, I would just put it in my hamper and then use my other one. A bedside table lamp is very crucial. Our light was like across the room, so we both had bedside lamps, me and my roommate. And that was very, very handy for like reading or just before I went to sleep. Sandwich bags would be pretty helpful, especially if you have a cafeteria and you want to steal some food. Something nice to have in your desk is like tape, a stapler, what else? Scissors. Also, I did not bring this at all. Going out clothes. You're gonna be in college with a bunch of college-age girls who are probably gonna dress like college girls. I literally have like 1 dress for going out, and like I just have 0 going out clothes. I still don't have any clothes to go out with. I brought my speakers the second semester, like my nice Bose speakers that my sister got for me, and it just made a huge difference in our like music quality. So I would highly recommend bringing speakers if you're very into music. And then the next thing that you should consider bringing is a bike or like a longboard or a scooter or like some mode of transportation if it's common on your campus. For USC, a lot of people have bikes, and personally, I biked everywhere, so it was very handy to have a bike. Also consider bringing like an over-the-door like hanging rack. It works very well for like purses and like towels and like scarves and stuff. Something that my roommate this summer did to her closet was she added another bar, which I thought was really, really smart. I know that our closet only had 1 bar, so if I had added like another bar below, I would have been able to use a lot more closet space. But I actually put my shoe rack there. Now I'm going to move on to things that I would not recommend bringing to college that you might think you would want to bring to college. The list is a little bit shorter, but these are just things that I personally would not bring to college if I am going back. So these are things that I'm not bringing to college. So this isn't something that you can really help, but I wouldn't recommend bringing like giant luggage. Try to bring luggage that will fit inside of each other. It minimize the space that it was taking up. I would not recommend bringing storage units until you unpack and see what storage units you need. So for me, after I packed, I just bought 2 bins and then 1 smaller makeup bin. But I know a lot of people brought too much storage, like those little plastic storage boxes. One of the things that I have on here is to not bring a juicer / blender / food related things, or not too many food related things. If you want, I would just recommend bringing like 1 set of utensils and like a plate and a bowl. And if you do, make sure to bring a sponge and dish detergent. I personally would not recommend bringing a fridge or like buying a fridge. Me and my roommate didn't really use ours, and if you have watched my vlogs, it really just accumulated a bunch of disgusting We could have done without a fridge for sure. If you're not on a meal plan though, it's probably a different story. I would not recommend bringing too much room decor. Sometimes you end up with just like a bunch of random stuff that you don't really want to put up anymore, especially like if you meet your roommate and you like are trying to coordinate or something. I'll probably do this again, but I shouldn't, is bring like my whole library of books. I think I brought 5 books to college that I bought online before college that I wanted to read during the year. Didn't read a single one of them. So, I mean, if you're an avid reader and actually read, then I would probably recommend bringing those books. Just be honest with yourself. Like, are you really gonna pick up reading during like one of the most busy, like exciting new times of the year? I don't know. Up to you. Okay, so the last thing that I have on this list is not to bring all of my shoes. For some reason, I think I brought like 4 pairs of tennis shoes. I wore like one of them consistently and didn't touch like the others. But yeah, just minimize like how much junk you're bringing to college, because you're kind of probably not gonna have as much space as you do right now in your dorm as you do like at home, because all your stuff is just scattered around at home, but in your dorm, you have it all in like one half of a room. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for those of you heading off to college this year. If it was, be sure to give this video a thumb up and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Be sure to check out both of my hauls. They'll be in the description box below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel because it is Vlogust and I'm doing daily vlogs every single day of August. And while I'm at it, of course, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I'm pretty active on those, and Snapchat. So I hope you guys are enjoying this back to school series so far, and I will see you guys in a few days with another one. Bye! So as you guys know, I just finished my freshman year of college at the University of Southern California. So this is going to be a reflection of basically all of my experiences this entire year,